This is Damson Idris, and you're locked into the ACS Show, greatest show in the world.
So,
we're going to try this again. Yeah.
we'll just wait for everyone to...
Wait, who's explaining what happened, man? Someone has to explain.
So, Damson tripped over a wire.
Yeah.
The mains stopped.
Yeah.
The lights cut.
But he continued to talk for the whole
And
25
the boogeyman
minutes.
came out.
Literally. So here we are.
Let's try this again.
Damson, man.
Can you hear me? Hello.
I can hear you. I
There
can
we
hear
go. Yeah, good. Happy to be here.
Amazing. Your American accent.
Yeah,
Talk to us about that.
my American accent. Wow.
How you can go from Southeast London.
So when I was a kid, I used to watch a bunch of Def Comedy Jam, like Chris Rock, Chris Tucker, Cat Williams, and I'd sneak off into the back room and I'd mimic everything they were saying. And this was before I even wanted to be an actor. So I started acting around 21, and before that I already kind of knew how to do an American accent. But with Snowfall specifically, be it that it's a South Central accent, I had Dub C from West Side Connection
Wow.
be my dialect coach, and he basically, taught me about here and core and stuff like that to make it more specific. But accents, I always say it's just like learning a language. When you go to the place, you get better at it.
Yeah, you have to immerse yourself. Man, you spoke on Snowfall just then. 4th season. It's coming out end of this month.
Yeah.
Did you ever think it would be as big as it is now, man, when you first started?
No.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Singleton was really passionate about it. I had trusted his work on Boys in the Hood and everything else. Yeah. So I knew he knew the world. But for me personally, I used to sit for hours and look at interviews of Kerry Washington on Scandal or Claire Danes on Homeland and just constantly look at them.
Homeland.
Homeland.
Homeland's a good show. And constantly look at just their journeys, or Bryan Cranston's Breaking Bad. Like they would do these Hollywood roundtables where all the leads of those shows would get together and they talk about their journeys so far. And many of them were in like season 3 or season 4 or season 5 when I was starting season 1 of Snowfall. So I was like, wow, it's going to be a huge blessing to ever even get to this. It's not going to happen. We'll get the pilot. Hopefully we get a season 1, maybe a season 2. To have a season 4 and to have fans who have sat with the show for so long, and to look at 23-year-old Damson, and now I'm 29, 6 years has passed. Not only has Franklin grown, but I have also grown. So, yeah, it's just a blessing to be in this position.
You know what? I've actually just realised. So you're in America. You're in LA. You're shooting probably one of the biggest shows in America. Do you just stay in an American accent whilst you're there, or do you come out of it, go back into London when you're off set?
The first season I did, it was funny because when I was auditioning for Snowfall, the casting director, Kim Harding, she said, Damson, don't let anybody know that you're from the UK, right? So I was like, what? Why? I'm proud to be in London. What? No, I'm all day.
Of course.
So then she was like, no, you need to come in as the character, right? So as we were doing more and more of the auditions, on one of the auditions, my job was to go to South Central with John Singleton and be in character. This was a test to get the role, right?
Wow.
Okay.
So
undercover police work.
exactly.
Man. Wow.
So I'm in my Uber, and I'm heading to John's office, and I'm like, I'm going to start this right now. I'm going to be in character right now. So I get in the Uber. I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? I'm going to South Central. He's like, oh, man, you from South Central? Man, me too. What street you live on? I was like, Western? I had no idea. But it was beautiful to be thrown into the deep end from so early, so that when we finally did start the show and I was cast, I knew that was the standard, that was the bar, to show up to work every day, just as Franklin, stay in an American accent all day, and that's something I did. I didn't carry it on outside of work, but there's certain people who I interact with, be it Dub C my friend Milton, my friend Tyler, who I'll literally talk to them in American accent all day because it's just funnier. Like Tyler, the creator, like he's like, you know, like
bars, literally bars.
He's like, yo, man, when I first watched that show, I had no idea you was from here, bro.
But how deep is his voice?
Literally. But you know what? I feel like American accent in England gets you far, and then a British accent in America gets you far.
It's a hard,
you know, it's like that.
But it's a hard thing to do because I've obviously seen, you know, we've all seen a lot of shocking American accents.
Definitely.
So to be able to do it and do it the best, it's hats off to you.
Oh, the best. I don't know about the best, but
I think the best.
I'll take it.
Yeah, man.
I'll take it on this snowy London day.
And you spoke on Snowfall. How, you know, how is it now being 4 seasons deep, saying that, you know, that's something that set the foundation essentially for you? Do you reference that as the foundation, or is there anything, you know, you've done before that you feel really, you know, confident about and happy about, and that's the thing that you hold on to is like the foundation to how this all started?
Yeah. It always leads back to Snowfall. You know, I do a movie. Those people who discover me on that movie end up being like, oh, what else has he done? They go back, they watch Snowfall. It's just kind of, it really is my baby. And the great thing about Snowfall is it was really deep end. So to be a young actor doing Casualty and Miranda and Doctors, and then to go from doing plays at the National, the Fimbra, I didn't have a huge resume. And then I was put in this position and was given this opportunity to lead a huge network show. I had to develop a whole load of self-confidence and leadership skills and responsibility. And through that process, that trial and error, I was able to do movies like Farming and be the lead in that and be confident and say, I'm going to come.
An amazing film, by the way, if you haven't seen that, Farming.
Thank you. But yeah, so Snowfall is the foundation in that it's taught me how to look at method, look at rituals, and really focus on how to apply myself when playing characters and how to be a leader.
Yeah. You spoke on John Singleton, man, and he was a mentor to you. Have you had any other mentors growing up, and how did his mentorship affect you?
Singleton, rest in peace, he affected me in a way that was the most unique out of my whole experience in navigating this journey I'm on, because he really saw me as my future self. So he would talk in the future sense. He's like, you know, when you get that award, or when you do this, or when you do that, and these are things I didn't even think were possible for me coming from where I came from. So he's definitely someone who was a mentor in the sense that he gave me belief. He helped me to believe in myself, believe on this journey I'm on, and also just believe that I'm going to be someone who young people look at, and that's important, and that's a responsibility that you should take ownership of, and that's a responsibility that you shouldn't take lightly. So that's what Singleton taught me. With regards to other mentors, I always say my mum, because you know, she raised me, single mum, came from Nigeria. We lived in Peckham. She raised 6 kids all by herself, and she really did teach me about the importance of understanding your heritage, understanding sacrifice, and pushing the bar forward for your family name, so that
Idris, by the way, capital I.
Oh man, so that the 17 nephews and nieces I have can push the bar even further.
Big time. Outside of The Wire, you saw as a lead alongside Anthony Mackie. Talk to us about how that film kind of came about.
Mackie, man. So Anthony Mackie's like my big brother, from New Orleans, and the film came about just as the normal process does. You know, they reached out to me. I sat down with the director and we spoke about the role, and then I read for it, and then next thing you know, I was in Budapest.
Wow.
Yeah, it was
I need to say something. Damson is holding on to this candle.
Yeah, I thought he was going to drink. I didn't. I thought he was going to pick it up. As literally,
I love candles now. Like,
I thought it was the water.
We need to get a fire brigade in there.
I don't know what he's going to do with that. But yeah, man. Budapest. You said it was filmed in Budapest.
It was filmed in Budapest. And yeah, it was just the greatest experience. It's my first action film.
Amazing.
Wow.
And most of the work I do it's a lot smaller. So to go from being in the back of a car in Black Mirror with Andrew Scott and everything being real in that situation, all of a sudden here I am trying to pretend like this pole is a robot and there's explosions. It's really, it's an art form in itself, and I commend all of those superheroes and people who work in that. And hopefully I could do more of it, because I will say Outside of Wire was the most fun I've ever had on a set.
Do you ever feel like there's a role you want to play that you haven't played yet?
I always like the universe to bring the roles to me. But I've said many times I'd love to play Eddie Murphy.
Wow.
Because his story is insane. Like, this guy was 16 years old on Saturday Night Live. Like, that's
incredible.
You know, and I'm pursuing it.
Yeah, I mean, I see it.
I'm pursuing it.
See it, yeah.
We need to see Damson in a chick flick.
Yeah, or rom-com. There's a lot of people that want to see that, I think.
A lot of people say this, man. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It depends on who I'm starring with. Who do you think would have to be the lady I'm starring
seeing like Jennifer Lopez.
I'm not.
Seriously.
I'm seeing like a British, like a female, like.
No, I'm seeing a maybe I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Maybe like a cougar.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
That's what I'm seeing.
Okay, that's
with an interesting.
We're manifesting this.
Yeah, with an interesting narrative. Yeah. You know, this isn't.
I am in love with Sade, so maybe
Look
when
at
she
that.
comes into movies, maybe I'll definitely.
Sade,
find
find yourself an agent ASAP.
Oh, literally. Damson, man. Every time we see you, clean cut suit, always looking fresh. What are you wearing on the off days?
So on the off days, I have this these like boot. I'm trying to bring boot cuts back, like, or are they already back? I feel like they're back in the fashion sense, but
they're back in Shoreditch for sure.
Yeah, don't know about Peckham.
I'm not sure
actually,
about
Dan Peckham. Yeah,
like that
W1.
RS's thing when he was like, "All I see is boot cuts."
Yeah,
like, I feel like it ruined boot cuts.
I know it
for
did,
me.
but you can do it. You can pull it off.
But I wear these jet black boot cuts. This like black tank top. I'm trying to be like James Dean, like Brando.
I see it.
And this Xenia trench, man, I wear it every single day. Like, it definitely get musty, but I don't care.
That's like a Morpheus Matrix look, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely Neo.
Yeah.
And then when I come to cool stuff like this, I spruce up a bit more.
Yeah. What are you wearing right now?
This is a Prada. So this is all Prada.
Yeah.
Head to toe, man. You got to do it right.
100%.
You got to do it right.
Man, fashion's obviously something you use to express yourself in. Have you ever had, or do you have style icons when you were growing up? You look at and be like, wow.
Yeah. Sidney Poitier.
Suited.
Yeah, I remember watching the Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. And I was like, wow, in the heat of the night. And I was like, man, who is this guy? Like, and then he was the first to win an Oscar, first black actor to win a leading Oscar. And I was like, whoa, like, who is this guy? He's definitely someone I want to follow in the footsteps of.
And I feel like when he did it as well, Sidney Poitier came at a time where, you know, you didn't really see a lot of black people wearing suited, like tailored, like super professional.
No.
So yeah, that's
And his story, I mean, it's not like his life was catered to him wearing suits. You know, this is a guy who was born in Miami. His family was from the Bahamas. They traveled to Miami for a vacation, right? And then he just happened to be born there. As soon as he was born, they went right back to the Bahamas. He lived in the Bahamas till he was 15.
Crazy.
Then
Incredible.
from 15, he went to New York. Then he was like a dishwasher or something, and then wanted to be an actor and learn how to read.
Wow.
And like nothing in that story says, yeah, I'm going to start wearing suits.
Yeah, no, definitely.
You know, so,
it's a good typecast. I feel like you know, to come from where he's come from, you know, to get thrown straight into suits, isn't a bad thing at all.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about his success. Success, it comes with incredible highs. It has its lows. Do you ever feel like when you're filming or you've been on a string of amazing things that you can still feel at a low point?
Yeah, because I say it all the time. Time goes into this, you know,
Yeah.
and it's a huge sacrifice, and you really don't get to see your family or friends. And I try to tell young people that as much as possible. I say, if you want to do this thing, understand that there's going to be a lot of sacrifice, and there's going to be a lot of Zoom calls.
I didn't know what Zoom was a year ago. Yo,
I've been knowing what Zoom is, and I spent Christmas alone this year.
Wow.
You know, that's a big deal, and pandemic or not, that's a reality for a lot of people.
yeah,
And that's a reality of you sitting in the back of a car alone or sitting on a plane alone. That's time that you won't get back. So you really need to find a balance.
Yeah, big time. And what did you miss the most? Like, you know, you said you spent time, you know, Christmas on Zoom. What was like, of course, your family and friends, but like, what is that festivity to you?
It's really important. It kind of rounds out the year, Christmas for me. And although my mom's Muslim, right? So we always celebrated Christmas, but it wasn't the be all or end all, you know. I never thought Santa was real. But Christmas for us, it's not so much about eating a turkey and a tree up. It's more so about everyone coming together from wherever they're from, me seeing my 17 nieces and nephews, and me giving them all handshakes because I'm not buying 17 people presents.
but they're expecting it.
But they expect
They're expecting it. Their wish list. My God, I need to.
exactly.
Prada.
I need to see these wish lists because I know capital P.
Yeah, literally.
But it's important. It's Christmas and those festive periods are important. So when you spend them alone, it's almost like you're starting the next year with a whole.
For sure. How do you keep on top of your mental and physical health?
The best way I stay on top of that is bringing time to myself. So one time I went to LA when I was feeling kind of low, and I stayed at this hotel called the Petit Hermitage.
Okay. Petit Hermitage. I don't know where it is.
But that's a dish.
I've gone to LA God knows how many times. Ash, do you know where that is?
I don't. And I've been to LA a bunch of
Damson,
times.
please let us know where and what that is.
The Petit Hermitage, and guys, they're lying, by the way, because I told them in the one before when the sound.
I don't know what one before I was talking about.
When I tripped on a wire. The Petit Hermitage is this amazing hotel in Cynthia in West Hollywood. And the building literally is like this, right?
Okay.
By the way, last time I did it, I pointed at this flat too.
I think Damson's having deja vu because I don't know.
But it's really beautiful because it's like it's this hidden place that there's not a lot of photography, and you really can go there and find yourself, right? And there's all these beautiful bungalows there, and I stayed there for a month, and I just listened to Sade, became the biggest Sade fan in the world. I had like Jezebel and Is It a Crime like on loop.
Repeat, yeah.
And those are the times I really stay on touch with my mental health. It's just go into places and being in my own space, away from acting, away from responsibility. That's what's important to me.
You spoke about music, Sade. What are you listening to right now?
Wow, that stuff that came before me, man. You know, when Nina Simone said the artist's job is to reflect the times, that speaks to today. You know, we see it with Black Lives Matter, and we see it with so many people being involved with what's happening politically in the countries and the communities that we're in. So I say music that speaks of the time that is current is what I listen to. The other day I did a Spotify taste playlist.
You heard it, was playing it, yeah.
And you just said you heard it, you played it. There was nothing else. You didn't.
We liked
think
it.
It was good.
It was longer than what I thought it was going to be.
Interesting.
I thought it was going to be 10 tracks, and I kept scrolling. It weren't ending.
Yeah, they gave me 50. Like I had to give them 50.
We needed to see some more UK homegrown on that though.
Yeah,
I'll be totally honest with you, Damson.
Wow.
The time Damson has spent in LA, just letting everybody know this, has diluted his UK sound palette.
Yeah.
I will say I don't know drill. So
But not even drill. I don't think
myself.
drill. I think there's a lot. When you speak on drill, there's a lot of indie artists, UK.
well, I want to know all of them. I want to know all of them.
But we'll give you something to play on your way home for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But Santan Dave was in there, so
Yeah, obviously.
I get brownies for that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the best
We-
actor,
we-
that's the best rapper in the world.
We've seen that link up as well a few times.
Yes.
What was playing at home while she was at home growing up?
Wow. Fela Kuti.
Okay.
I knew about Fela when I came out the womb.
Was that thanks to your mum or your sister or?
My brother, actually. My
Okay,
oldest
wow.
brother would play a lot of Fela.
Are you the youngest?
Youngest of 6.
Okay.
Youngest of 6.
Youngest of 6,
Wow.
yeah. I got hit at the back of the head.
And, you know,
Yeah.
that's your 29, 28?
29.
Okay.
29.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So yeah, growing up, music was really important in my family. There's something in the Nigerian culture called Fuji music. There was a lot of that
Okay.
in my house. It's like,
It's like almost like Nigerian jungle music.
yeah. That's the worst and best explanation you could
it's
ever
the
say.
best.
It's like, where's the elephant? Like,
Yeah.
ow. But it's
And you basically just
waking
have
up to
to,
that.
you basically just have to move as fast as you can.
yeah.
With no real, you know,
Okay.
You're literally
Direction.
just
You just
doing
gotta
this, and someone's
move.
putting like dollar bills on like your head. Like,
And you're taking them.
yeah.
But that was the whole of Peckham.
Quickly as well.
That was the whole of Peckham when I was growing up. So yeah, that had a huge influence on me, and you know, when you're growing up in the 90s, you know, they teach you to not be proud of being African. When I was growing up, you know, to be Caribbean was cool. But then
I feel
Burna Boy
like-
changed it.
I feel like I told somebody, I feel like there was a year when I told somebody
People Caribbean.
I was Brazilian.
Wow.
Oh, I was definitely Brazilian in school, by the way.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, my name was Ronaldinho. Yeah. Like, I was Brazilian in school, 100%.
Damson, man. We're going to do a quick fire quiz.
Cool.
I'm going to give you 2 answers.
Is it going to be the same questions as the one we did before?
I don't know what you're talking about.
It may be slightly different.
Okay, cool. It's like you're going to say it in a different tone.
Yeah, I might even say it in Spanish.
Yeah.
But I don't know how good
I
you are at
wouldn't
Spanish yet.
understand.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go first. If you don't say an answer, there's no prize. So you
Okay.
cannot
Okay.
sit on the fence. Okay.
Cool.
But by the way, he's already got the prize. Just letting you know.
I do have the prize.
Okay. 70s or the 90s?
The 90s. I was gonna say the same.
You're going to say it just to say it.
Yeah.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Biggie or Tupac? You can rethink this.
Yeah, man. That one's always hard. Mama though, man. I'm gonna go with Tupac.
I heard that on the playlist, by the way. Drake or J. Cole?
Driz.
Yeah. Jay-Z or Nas?
Oh, this one always stuns me. Let me think about this again, because
Got to be super sure on this one.
Yeah, you have to.
you know, I'm gonna say Jay-Z.
Okay.
I'm gonna say
I respect that. I would have probably said the same thing myself. Dave or Stormzy?
Santan, man. I'm sorry, he's just amazing.
Respectfully.
But I love Stormzy. That's my guy.
I feel like they both have such different energies, but they're both so...
But they're both pioneers as well.
Yeah,
you
they're
know?
both so, you know, strong in both tones. Stormzy's a bit more, you know, aggressive.
Yeah.
Dave's a
agree.
bit more lyrical.
Yeah.
Mind, yeah, but they're both gonna
Yeah.
be here forever. So
Exactly.
100%.
Exactly. Ronaldo or Ronaldinho?
I hate you. But this is the older now.
Yeah.
This is the old Ronaldo, yes.
Not the fat Ronaldo like you said before.
Wow, interesting.
Nicely done, Ash.
I'm gonna go Ronaldinho. That's my guy.
Okay, Denzel or Sidney Poitier?
Sidney Poitier.
Can I ask you, what football team do you support?
Manchester United.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's irrelevant. I was going to ask you a question.
I'm
but
gonna
was
do that from now on.
irrelevant.
That's amazing. That's the coldest to submit. Like,
I thought you were an Arsenal fan, man. I don't know why.
Okay.
wait, what's Arsenal?
Okay,
No.
anyway.
A team
moving on.
that started in Woolwich,
Yeah.
moved to Highbury Islington,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and still has the stylish,
Yeah. Yeah, most stylish team anyway.
Oh, interesting.
which we support.
Yeah.
Oh, I've never heard of
Now you're a Man U fan, I know that. I wanted to ask you, I'm going to ask you Beckham or Giggs.
Oh, I'm gonna go with Beckham, because when I was 11 years old, I was on a show for CBBC called Beckham's Hot Shots.
Wow, we need
right?
to see this.
They chose out of 1,000 kids, right, and they only chose 11 of us to train with Beckham.
Yo, I remember.
Do you
I
remember this?
remember this show.
Yeah. Literally. So I wanted to be a footballer when I was growing up. So
is it?
David
Okay.
Beckham. So I meet him at the Fashion Awards. I'm now Damson
Damson Idris.
Idris.
Yeah.
And
You can say Idris. You don't need to
it's
say
hilarious. And he's like, yo, I love your work. And I'm like,
Yo,
you have no idea
Yeah,
how
you
much
don't
you mean
remember.
to me, Mr. Beckham.
Mr. Beckham.
All right.
Yeah, but
LA or London?
London.
It hasn't sold out just yet. You know what I mean?
Give me
Okay.
a few months.
Lastly, you might be a bit hungry.
Mm.
Nobu or Hakkasan?
Drum roll.
Nobu. Because that Malibu one is nice.
I knew, that Malibu Nobu.
It's real sexy in there. I love that place.
It's right next to that. So
Man, Damson, thank you so much, man, for this, man. We know you're
Bless you,
incredibly
man.
busy right now. We love what you're doing. We appreciate
Hope you
everything
continue,
you're
man.
doing, the stories you're telling. Wishing you all the best, and we're watching you, man.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
Damson.
much,
Yes, sir.
man. All right. Let's do it one more time.